here. This is a fantastic day to go live. All thanks to the World Health Day. So firstly, wishing you all a very happy World Health Day. And so today's live video is in collab with Intern Z. This is an online platform for interns basically, and this live session is going to be about career guidance. So this is only about that, career guidance, and people who are searching for their right careers, what kind of questions relating to career. So we will be having a few people who would be joining in and who would like to come live. They can ask their questions. And it is said that careers take a very long time to think, establish, settle, and then to influence someone else. So that's an amazing thing, because what we have seen as an Indian society is उनको लगता है कि जो लड़कियां होती हैं जो पढ़ लिखती हैं ज़्यादा, उनको इतना ज़्यादा स्ट्रेस नहीं होता है, बट जो लड़के होते हैं जैसे ही आप कॉलेज से ग्रेजुएट कर लेते हो तो एक अजीब सा उनके ऊपर स्ट्रेस आ जाता है कि फैमिली के लिए कमाई करनी है. बट आई समवॉट डिसएग्री विद दिस, बिकॉज ये स्ट्रेस लड़कों पर भी वैलिड है, लड़कियों पर भी वैलिड है. नॉट ओनली, इट्स नॉट अ जेंडर बायस. सो टॉकिंग अबाउट करियर, it is a fantastic, beautiful way just to know where your real passion lies, because having a career without what you really love to do is just going in the direction where you would really not love to. It's like I want to go to Switzerland, but I'm going in the direction of Egypt. Really would not make much sense. So that's about it. So we, like I mentioned, this is in collab with the Intern Z, and they approached me for conducting this career guidance live for them. We have many people with us joining in, and I am more than happy to conduct this live for the youth. I'm all for the youth because I know how difficult and how vulnerable it is, at that point and time to make a choice. And that choice which will not only affect your income, which will also affect your reputation, which will also affect perhaps your, if you want to get settled, if you want to get married in the future, it affects everything. In fact, it affects the life of your kids also, your career, because you can either be happy in your career or unhappy. So you got to choose a career in which you are happy, and that's not a very easy choice to make. Aditya, hi. Yeah, man or woman, everyone has to make their career. True, I completely agree with you, Aditya, completely. We have with us Mystic Caves. Hello, Mystic Caves. May I know your actual name, Mystic Caves? Hi, Inayat. Glad to have you here. We have quite a few people joining in, and it will be a great thing that we begin with the questions. So guys, I have actually come out of a particular meeting, a particular seminar which is happening today. I can actually show you the place where I am. I have come out only and only for this live session. I am in a particular place. Like, this is the place for this live today, and I've come out just for you guys so that I can be available to answer your questions. So yeah, you're all set. I throw the session open for you to ask me questions. So let's begin. If at all anybody has questions relating to their career, I throw the session open. If at all you want to join in the live video with your questions, you are welcome. Right. So, right. By the time we wait for the right questions to arrive, let's begin with understanding that Rome was not built in a day. Okay, so we need time. We need to understand what our passion is, because without that, kuch hasil hoga nahi. Let's begin with the question number 1. Hi Farhan Khan _ Mumbai. Hi Farhan, nice to have you here. Sometimes we realize we are not in the right career path after some years of working, but then it's too late to switch. What's your view? Hi Farhan, great question. Farhan, it's never late to switch. I believe it's never late to switch. If you have something in your mind which is much more than your actual income source, see, money is very important, definitely important. People judge you by your income, people judge you by your reputation, by the kind of social status you carry. But ultimately, really, if you're really working in that career but you're not being happy, it really would not make sense. So it will only make a difference in your life. I know so many people who have got this midlife crisis and they have switched careers and they are going fantastically well in their incomes. So don't worry, it's too late. ऐसा कुछ नहीं होता है. There is nothing. It's too late. As long as your life is there, you can make a difference. KFC, the founder of KFC began at the age of plus 50, plus 60. It's never too late to make a career. Jack Ma, he began after being rejected from so many places. He wanted to be the salesperson. He wanted to sell food behind the counter, the sales guy, behind the McDonald's counter. He's the CEO, the founder of Alibaba. It's never too late to make a decision to change your career. Whichever career you're in, just make sure that you are going in the right direction. It should resonate with your purpose of life. You've got to ask yourself why you're doing it. If your why is clear, then your what becomes easier. If your what is clear, your how becomes easier. You need to, because you cannot keep switching careers, okay? That will not be sane. अगर आप खाली करियर स्विच करोगे और 6 महीने के बाद वापस सोचोगे कि नहीं चलो कुछ और कर लेते, नहीं, make a decision. Test the waters before you actually go down into them swimming. So it's okay to make a switch. It's never too late. All the very best with that. So someone had sent me a request to be in my live video. I could not accept it that time. You could send me again. Create a different world. Hi. Rohan Mukhija, how to make yourself motivated towards working every moment? Great question there, Rohan. There are two types of motivation. One is internal motivation. The second one is external motivation. Externally, they are motivated by money, fame, recognition, power, popularity, money again. So yeah, you are motivated by people going gaga over you. But what is really important is the intrinsic motivation, not the extrinsic one, not the external one. If you can get up every day and be motivated, in the sense, ask yourself why you want to do this. If at all आपका motivation कम हो रहा है ना, motivation is like an everyday pill that you take for the soul. Go watch some kind of motivational videos which can make your body moving. Okay, if you don't feel like hitting the gym, say for an example, go hit the gym. If you don't feel like going to college, go to the college. So do everything against what your laziness tells you to do, because if you make that a routine, your laziness will lose, and that is the time your habit will win. We are only creatures of habit, and when we become creatures of habit, discipline becomes an integral part of us. Motivation is an everyday job. Like we breathe oxygen, we need motivation too. There is nothing in the world that has ever been achieved without motivation. किसी को fear का motivation, किसी को fear भी motivate करता है. अगर मैं हार गया तो, अगर मैंने अच्छी कमाई नहीं की तो, अगर मेरे माँ बाप को मैं खुश नहीं रख पाया तो, these are all the fearful motivations, but they push you in the right direction. Okay, so the best way is to read every day. Take up reading. Read any person जिसका life आपको बहुत ज़्यादा inspire करता है. Read about them. See their life's journey. Hear about them. You could listen to podcasts, whichever motivates you. You can, or else if you work from the other angle, like the reverse psychology, ask yourself, what would I lose if I do not make this day, effective for me? You're going to lose 24 hours of your beautiful life, which are never going to come. Of those 24 hours, अगर आपने सिर्फ 2 घंटे भी अपने progress के लिए दिए, you would go at least 2 steps ahead, then 2 steps behind. That is your motivation. If you don't want to lose, start moving. And please, there's one thing very important. Please be with people who bring out the better version of you. Any 5 people, choose consciously on a daily basis with whom you want to mingle. Because ये 5 जन या तो आपको ऊपर उठाएंगे या तो एकदम से ही गिराएंगे. Their mindset is very important for your growth. If you hang around with people who are of the scarcity mindset, you will become like them. संग का रंग लगने में देरी नहीं लगती है. So make sure you're hanging around with people who are smarter to you, because you will learn their smartness. You will incorporate and imbibe them into your life. Verma Ayushi. Hi Verma Ayushi, and hi to everybody who's here. Welcome to today's live. How to find talent in ourselves, that what can we do in future? Nice question, Ayushi. How do you find talent in yourself? So simple thing is something that you really love to do and you are willing to do that thing initially, for which you will not be paid for, but yet you will do it with all your heart, love and your complete soul. That is your love, that is your passion, that is your talent. Like I, since childhood, was passionate towards helping people. I would read a lot of self-help, inspirational books. I would see a lot of videos. I would listen to a lot of spiritual discourses. That was my calling, and today I realize why. Because I was supposed to be in the field which really motivates and inspires people. I got married at the age of 19 years. It was an arranged marriage. So I knew I had a very little time gap. You know, that age which we are at, that from 19 to 22, 23 is a very vulnerable age. People can mold you into whatever they want to. Your only trick is to find what suits you, and if it is working in your favor and the world's favor, go ahead with it. This is called finding your ikigai. It's called finding your life's purpose, wherein you have to understand if the world needs it, whether it serves of value to them, if it makes you happy, and if it's giving you monetary income, do it. Don't even doubt it, and learn to trust your intuition. If your inner voice tells you, you know, ये काम कर रहा है, ये अच्छा काम कर रहा है, just go for it. That's your talent, that's your purpose. Tiny Hills. How to find a passion? So you got to, like I mentioned earlier in my earlier question, in my earlier answer, you got to understand what you're really good at. आपको ढूंढना है कि आप वो कौन सी चीज कर रहे हो ऑन अ डेली बेसिस, जिसके लिए टाइम इज जस्ट अ मैटर ऑफ पैसेज. आपको परवाह नहीं पड़ती है टाइम चला गया. जैसे फॉर एग्जाम्पल मुझे याद है व्हेन आई वाज स्मॉल आई यूज्ड टू लव टू रीड. माय मदर यूज्ड टू टेल मी बस करो, इनफ. तो I love to read. Now I understand why, because all these stories I can even use in my motivational seminars, my speeches. So what do you love to do, for which sometimes initially you will not even be paid for, yet you will do it happily? That is your real passion. That is your real purpose of life. It could be music, it could be dance, it could be storytelling, it could be contribution to the society. I don't know what your passion is, but you got to find your own passion, because everybody's interests, everybody's values, everybody's culture is so different. You need to understand what works for you will not be the same for others, and vice versa. Right. We have Farhan Mumbai. Thank you for your advice. Yes, thank you. You're welcome. Great questions there. Official Baat. Ma'am, fear is fear. We should take risks in front of the fear. Very well said, Parminder. We have to take the steps which will help us face our fears rather than running away from it. I had mentioned in my previous video, I was fearful of speaking on the stage. मुझ में इतना डर था कि अगर मैं स्टेज पर खड़ी हो गई, my jaw used to tremble, my hands used to shake. Okay, इतनी ज़्यादा anxiety हो जाती थी कि I was fumbling. Okay, I was fumbling on the stage. But जब तक आपने वो fear को face नहीं किया है ना, fear will become your master and you will become its slave. Rather than your fear becoming your master, better make it into an obedient servant. Make fear your greatest friend by turning that fear into faith, by facing it. There is no other way out. If you can do that, you are the master of your destiny. So there is a beautiful questions there. Rinky has sent me in with her. Okay, and until then, we have other questions. We have Mahir. Hi Mahir. I know my passion very well, but I do not know how to start following it. I know different ways to start it, but I don't know that it will work for me or not. Mahir, when we are going to drive to a particular destination, we don't need to see the entire destination in front of our eyes. ओके जैसे मैंने थोड़े साल पहले स्टार्ट किया था, मुझे नहीं मालूम था इंस्टाग्राम लाइव पे मैं लाइव करूंगी फॉर द यूथ. वी जस्ट बिगिन. When we are driving, we just need to see आगे का 200 meters. We don't need to see the entire road till our destination, correct? Similarly, when you're beginning, you need to trust the process. You need to understand that जो होगा अच्छे के लिए होगा. अगर failure भी होता है, take it in your stride. You've got to learn something from your failures also. I failed in BMS. Okay, I did not pass BMS and I'm thankful I didn't because I would not have been here. This is my real calling. So if at all you don't try, you will never know whether you can succeed also or not. So please go ahead, face your fears and do it anyway. All the very best. Mr. Cave. Mr. Cave asks how to differentiate between your inner fighting voice and your intuition. Well, I did not get your question correctly, Mr. Cave. How to differentiate between your inner fighting voice and your intuition. When we talk about inner voice, it is intuition only. Okay, then your inner voice is not separate than your intuition. These are different words. Intuition, inner voice, instincts, gut feeling, अंदर की आवाज, ये सब अंदर की आवाज ही है, inner voice ही है. तो inner voice fighting मतलब आपका वो fear होगा जो आपको रोक रहा है. अगर कोई चीज आपको रोक रही है तो मतलब आपके अंदर कुछ डर है जिसकी वजह से वो आप उसको काबू नहीं कर पा रहे हो. तो क्यों काबू नहीं कर पा रहे हो, क्या चाइल्डहुड फियर्स हैं आपके, उसको आपको पहले जानना. यू गॉट टू नो दैट फर्स्ट, विदाउट विच यू विल नेवर be able to come to terms to reality until you face it. I was told, I remember that I'm sharing it exactly in the words told to me. I was told in my life, and excuse my language because this was the words that were told to me. I was told that I cannot do a shit with my life. Okay, that doesn't mean that I cannot do a shit with my life, because if I take it personally, that is the exact feeling that I would get, because I remember taking it personally and believing them. Yes, God damn it, I believed them. Okay, I believed it because I was being told, I was being programmed. But the moment you break that programming, you change the pattern for your life, that's the time you take care of your destiny. So until you don't fight that silly voice which is telling you you cannot, okay, just cancel the not and tell yourself you can. Because I know you can. And you also very well know you can. So don't let other people climb and grow on your head as though they are the masters of your destiny. You are your master and you will rule your destiny, not anybody else. All the very best. Nikhil Kalra says, ma'am, my rotten conditioning is really harming my self-confidence. Just not able to come up with what world is mutually agreeing on. What world is mutually agreeing on. But I'm just not able to understand a simple logic. Actually, I'm not able to understand your question. Nikhil, could you just perhaps simplify it or elaborate on it? Let me reread this again. My rotten conditioning is really harming my self-confidence. So look, don't blame your conditioning on your destiny or on your current status. Okay, people have been through rubbish in their life. People have been through abuse, physical abuse, sexual abuse, mental abuse. They have not got food to eat, but that does not stop them from living the life of their dreams. They got to take action. They got to begin here telling themselves that they are deserving, they are worth every bit of goodness that is there in life, that their life has to offer them, and they take charge of it and grab it because they believe they deserve it. But if you think you don't deserve it and if you blame your programming for it, well, you will not. Sorry, but you will not. But the moment you tell yourself, damn, this is what I deserve and I will have it anyhow, that's the time you change your destiny, and that's the time everything else falls into place. So until you change what goes on here, your mindset, you will not be able to program yourself, because if you can see it, your mind can believe it. If you cannot visualize it, you cannot see it, your brain will not give you the function, will not give you the direction to go into that kind of a path. So first see it here, believe it here, and then program your actions into that direction. People have gone through the worst of things. That does not mean that should stop them from attaining what they desire. Okay, like I clearly mentioned, I told you people programmed me into believing that I could not do a shit with my life. But what happened is past. I proved it to them and I proved it to myself that I can and I will, no matter whatever anybody says, does, or whatever they believe, it's their perception of my reality. Their opinions are not my reality. Similarly like yours. If next time you will go on stage, think me on your mind, your fear will run. Parminder, yes, I will take your suggestion. Definitely. But then, sada guru sade naal hai, so fear kaisa? Aditya, suddenly the audio quality of this live session changed and it's much clearer to listen now. Thank you. I think it's thanks to this little piece of technology, JBL. So yes, that's the reason it has got better. Earlier I was not using the Bluetooth thing. So thank you so much, Aditya, for observing and getting it to my notice as well. So thanks a lot for all the people who are attending the sessions. If you have questions, please pour it now, because we will be ending the session. We have a time frame of 30 minutes. Nikhil Galra says, my conditioning and my emotional wounds have shaped me in such a dumb ass. Well, you know, if you're calling yourself dumb ass, Nikhil, that's what you will exactly be. Let me portray to you in a better example. Don't think of a pink elephant. Don't imagine of a pink elephant. Okay? Don't think of a blue elephant. Do not think of the blue elephant flying in the sky. Okay, let me repeat. Don't think of a blue elephant flying in the sky. Wait. Did you just imagine a blue elephant flying in the sky? If yes, type yes. Yes, you did, right? So if the brain does not have a visual image of the word don't का image ही नहीं है brain के पास. तो अगर आपने किधर रास्ते पे किसी को मार खाते हुए देखा है, अगर आप उससे कहोगे मत मारो, वो मत तो दिमाग में रजिस्टर होता ही नहीं है, सिर्फ आएगा मारो, तो बंदा और मार खाता है. ठीक है, जैसे ही आप उसको बोलोगे जाने दो, लेट गो, द पर्सन ट्राई दिस. I'm not asking you to get into a brawl, but the brain does not have an image of the word don't. So the moment you program your brain into understanding that, okay, you know, I'm a dumbass, like the way you mentioned, you will believe yourself to be one because you've been told that. हमारे बचपन में ना हमको बहुत सारी चीजें बोली जाती है. You're so stupid, you're so dumb, you're so idiotic, you're so this and you're so that. And if at all we make a mistake, we start calling ourselves with that name. Okay? Like, oh, how stupid of me, I made that mistake. Oh, how dumb of me. Arey bhai, there is no person on earth who's not made a mistake. People who are perfect are either dead or they don't exist. So don't consider yourself a perfectionist. If at all you're making mistakes, you're alive. Be thankful for that. You will learn. Nobody is a dumbass. अगर ऐसा देखा जाए, Albert Einstein was called a dumbass because his IQ level was way too low. But what he proved to the world was like crazy. So instead of calling yourself a dumbass, just tell yourself that you're learning. Okay, just switch the word from a low programming word which is not so beneficial into a programming word which will work in your favor. Alright, Nikhil, and I'm sure it will help you. Right. Mishra Pranjal. Ma'am, we should also become live over the Facebook. Yes, Mishra Pranjal, I think we can do. Why not? In fact, I have already a page on Facebook by the name Kashish Chhabria. We could go live there also. Let me know when you want to do it. You can inbox me with your subject. Whatever you want me to talk about, I will cover it. Nikhil Kara, narcissistic abuse I'm talking about. I'm sure you know how damaging it is. Absolutely, I understand, Nikhil. And a heartfelt empathy to you. However, don't make that as a breeding ground for an excuse. Take that wound and make sure you use that wound as a challenge to move ahead. Don't let your wounds make you fail. Use your wounds as a trigger to push you in the direction what you never want to be in. Okay? You can either be in the dumps or you can rise. Choose to rise. It will be beneficial to you. Alright. We have Mr. Kids asking us, so what do you do when you are surrounded with haters? Being a beginner, you need someone to guide you or coach you. Walking all alone is very difficult. Any suggestions? Mr. Kids, that's a fantastic question. As a mentor, as a guide, please feel free to reach out to me. I will be more than happy to guide you. When I was of your age, I had nobody to ask for help. So I know the vulnerability that the youth goes through because I've been there and done that all alone. Trust me, there are butterflies in my stomach. There were butterflies in my stomach and there was a lump in my throat. And the world was talking rubbish. There are times even your own shadow will leave you. But in the moment of great adversity, you can either rise, and that's the time you got to be your own spine. You got to rise high. जिस दिन पे आप अपनी कमर और हड्डी को जोड़ दोगे ना इतना मजबूत करने के लिए, तब दुनिया आपका कुछ नहीं उखाड़ पाएगी. ठीक है? Learn to be your own spine first, and then the world will support you. So when people who are not so good are surrounding you, you got to choose your own company. Leave their company. Be in the company of books instead. Listen to such good videos. Listen to people who motivate you. Read books. Leave their company. It's not necessary to be in a company of people who block your mind. Open up your mind to abundance. Open your mind to great wealth, happiness. That's where your true companionship is. And go ahead with it. Right? Because the more we are with these people, the more we get deteriorated in thinking. आप कमजोर लोगों के साथ रहोगे ना, जो दिमागी हालात से कमजोर है, आप कमजोर होते जाओगे. संग का रंग बहुत ही ज्यादा लगता है. Make sure you are in the right company. Make sure you are in the company of the go winners. Sometimes go winners also have their low moments, and it is good. Okay? Because आप देखोगे कोई भी रेस में जब वो रनर पीछे जब होता है, कोई भी कैटापुल्ट होता है, कभी कोई भी चीज में अगर वो जोर से आप वो खींचते हो, पहले तो पीछे होना पड़ता है जोर से स्पीड पकड़ने के लिए. अगर लाइफ आपको पीछे खींच रही है ना, देयर इज फॉर अ रीजन. ओके, लर्न टू आइडेंटिफाई द रीजन इंस्टेड ऑफ ब्लेमिंग द सिचुएशन. गेट पुल्ड बिहाइंड एंड गो अहेड विद फास्टर ग्रेस. या यू आर मोस्ट वेलकम मिस्टर क्विज. Mahir says you are an inspiration. Thank you, Mahir. I am sure you are also an inspiration to many. Rajiv Singh Panchal says, all right. Yes, all right. Okay. That's great then. Do we have any more questions? No inboxing right now. Okay, no questions in my inbox. I cannot go back to my inbox. Right. I'm just going through the questions if at all I've missed out on any. I don't think I have. If at all I have, then you can just repost it perhaps. Nikhil Kara, I think I answered your question. Nikhil Kara, I answered your question. Yeah, I have covered your questions. You have asked me 3 times a question. I have answered each and every one of them. Because for me, I know how vulnerable it is to be in this situation. I've been there and done that. So yeah. If you want, you can retype it. Dhingra Radhika, ma'am, you're very beautiful and my idol. Thank you, Radhika, for your beautiful compliment. You are beautiful too, from your heart and soul and from your mind and body. God bless you. Farhan Khan, Mumbai. One more question I have. Yes, you all can ask as many questions. This is just for you all. You have the liberty to ask as many questions as you like. Companies should be open to new talents and not just look for candidates with exactly same experience in their previous companies. Is this a question? Are you suggesting that companies must be open? Actually, yes. It makes a lot more sense. Farhan, can we think of something rather than companies creating or searching for talents? Why not begin an own company which hires only new talents? Why not create jobs rather than being a job seeker? I'm just putting up a thought. I'm just putting up a seed in your mind. And you could name it anything and, create jobs for new talents, perhaps, with not exactly the same experience, because it would be an amalgamation, a collective process wherein so many people are together offering their talents and offering their services to the world. Just 1 second. Sorry. Farhan, yes, I completely resonate with what you are saying, but you got to find such companies, you got to find such people who are daring enough to do that. Instead of being a seeker, let's create it. Right. Nikhil Kara says, do you think that changing my company will change my conditioning? Nikhil Kara, I cannot guarantee that it will change your conditioning, because your programming, what has been done in your childhood, you cannot, you got to just change your perception towards it. You got to change your perception towards it, because your perception of the world will determine your attitude to the world, and your attitude will in return determine your words. Your words in turn will determine your actions. Your actions in turn will determine your destiny, and the whole vicious cycle will repeat itself. Okay? Maybe you're in the company of people who pull you down. Change your company and see, because I am quite convinced with the fact from personal experience and from professional experience that being in the company of people who lift you up is way better than people who pull you down. Apna time aayega. Right? Hi Dinesh Makkar, nice to have you here. Great. Great, so it was a great session, and yes, it's 8:32. We are 30 minutes past the time it began, the live. I love the questions that you guys poured in, and amazing set of talented students. Fantastic. Usually awkward. Hi there, how are you? Manas S. Rajput joined in. Hi Manas. So there's one thing, okay, as a takeaway, let me summarize this. From your questions, I think you guys are really struggling with the career aspect, searching for the right passion, searching for people who will hire your services. You know what, instead of doing all that, search for what is your true calling, what you really resonate with. You know what, something that really makes you happy, something which you will be able to provide value to. Search the market, scan the market where there's a pain point. Pick up that pain point of the market and then provide your services, provide value over there. Because over there, वहाँ पे लोग accepting भी ज़्यादा होंगे. They will also value what you have to offer, and they will also pay you for what you offer them. Okay, so your talent, your interests, your qualities will not go waste. We can also look at being job creators. India needs entrepreneurs. We really do. And at the same time, look for people who bring out the best in you and not the stress in you. Right? Intern Z team, hello Intern Z. Hi, this strange beard guy. So that's an amazing session, and I have just 2 minutes now that I would be needing to sign out and go back to my session, which I was originally in, and that's good. Yeah, I'm great, amazing. Thank you, usually awkward. Really appreciate your kind feedback. So yeah, I hope this session was good for you. Mr. Caves says, thank you so much. It was very enlightening. Thank you very much, Mr. Caves. I am glad that it served of value to you, and God bless you all. Thanks for being here. The Wakma joined. Hi Wakma, hi. Nice to have you here. So this gets us to the end of today's live session. If at all you all have any questions further, please do let me know. I will be more than happy to answer them. But if not, then we'll call it a day for the life. Right. Farhan Khan, Mumbai says, thank you, your answers gave a new perspective to look at. I'm glad you got a different shift of the perspective, Farhan. Perspective and perception, I mean, whatever you call it, is what we all really are made up of. Meaning of success, according to you, according to me, Intern Z team, meaning of success is, okay, for me, it's a very different meaning. Success is when you can serve your own spiritual purpose of life. That is the reason why you're born on this earth, okay? Not only for making money. Money is a very side process. Money is very important. Money is really important, but it's a side process. When you can serve and create value to people's lives, okay? Create value to people's lives, because of which people will thank you at least once in their lifetime. Those blessings that can create immense difference in your karma, in your destiny, balancing your spiritual life and your monetary life. Both of them are very important, okay? That, to me, is the definition of success, okay? And at the same time, maintaining great health, that is success to me. I want to be with people whom I can make happy, and I want to be with people who can contribute to my happiness too, okay? It's very important for me. So yes, that is my definition of success. Nothing beyond, nothing above, just that. Okay, we have answered almost all the questions. DJ, Chhabria, hi Mehak Gwalani, Vicky Gupta, Chauhan Radesh. Thank you so much, ma'am. Dhingra Radhika says, thank you so much for the session. You're most welcome, Radhika. And thank you very much to all the people who have been here and for all the amazing questions. I recommend you read a lot of books which help you grow to the next level. You are already the best version of what you can be, but you need to get better. You need to get Kaizen growth. Kaizen is the ever improving, ever growing. Okay? At the same time, you need to do what really works for you, not what is in the, what's trending. You need to go with what really works for you. Alright? Official that's Parminder. I will be answering that question later because I really cannot access the inbox right now. Intern Z team says, thank you so much, ma'am, for guiding the students. My pleasure, absolutely, Intern Z, completely my pleasure. And if at all you have any other questions, guys, my session there is already over. People are moving out. Yes, as you can see, people are moving out. Alright. So, that gets me to the end of today's live session. I hope and pray that it has served value to you guys. And yeah, God bless you all. Goodbye.